top of my head.
Lydia Daydal, Fight Connect TV, proudly sponsored by ESBC Boxing Game and in association with Empire Fight Store. We are here at Matchroom's press conference ahead of the main event Saturday night in Sheffield. I'm delighted to be joined by Frank Smith. How are we?
I'm very good. How are you?
Welcome to Sheffield.
I love Sheffield.
You know, I moved here last year.
Did you?
Yes, from Dublin.
I've spent a lot of time here. I do prefer Dublin though.
So do I, but don't tell the people of Sheffield, I'll be kicked out.
No, Sheffield's a great place, but Dublin's also a great place.
Well, listen, an exciting week for everyone in Sheffield and of course all the up-and-coming boxers in the area. Very excited to have Matchroom in Sheffield.
Yeah, no, it's good. We've had a big history here, all the way back to Kelbrook, Matthew Hatton, War of the Roses, 9,000 people, and now it's Dalton Smith who's just there. It's his chance to become a big star. It's his breakout moment. He's been calling for it for a long time, and it's the first of many, I think.
Absolutely. For you, you see so many fight weeks, you see so many fighters come, go, win titles, guys that make it, guys that don't. For you, what does Dalton Smith possess? Does he have the X factor to take it or to go all the way? Yeah,
look, I think he's got immense talent. He's seen it, early on in his career, just 11 fights in. He's had some great performances and he wants to step up quickly. This is his opportunity to win the British title, a dream he's had for a long time, but, he wants to move even quicker than that. I think if a big opportunity comes for him, he's not going to wait for it. He's going to jump straight in there. So, this is 4,000, just over 4,000 people in there Saturday night. Hillsborough's his dream after this. So, that's our job, and glad we, could get the opportunity for him to headline this next gen show, and the first of many big nights for him.
Absolutely. Listen, we talk about a next-gen show, but the talent or the card that we have on Saturday night is a really strong one with a lot of, no doubt, great performances that are going to be on show.
Yeah, 100%. You got Sandy Ryan, who's, fair play to her, stepping straight back in there. She obviously had the loss against Farias, but she's showing a lot of heart to go straight back in there. She believes she can get the win, and from here she can go into world title shots. You got Jordan Thompson in a step up against Vasil Duka, who's that's a real test for him. He fought Chris Billum-Smith not too long ago, Mike Perez as well. Jordan's a huge star. Both, got big opportunities at cruiserweight, heavyweight. You got Hopi Price on there. You got Campbell Hatton. You got Johnny Fisher, who smashed the tickets again. You got Janae Boston, who a lot of people are talking about as well. Aqib Fiaz back out. Stacked card top to bottom, and Kieran Conway before he goes to Vegas for the big fight. So look, it's exciting, and some big talent on show, and this is early days for a lot of them, but they've got some some big opportunities from here.
For you, I would say you're along with Ed. You've been in the sport for so long. You've seen so much. For you, what are the biggest changes that you recognise with the game itself, and also the fighters that are coming up?
Yeah, look, I think it's a great time for boxers right now. There's a lot of competition in the market. These fighters deserve everything they get. They go in there, and it's a dangerous sport. So the sport's in a great place, and the more competition, I think, the better for everyone. We're focused on and committed on growing the sport of boxing globally, and there's huge opportunities out there for people. So it's a good time, and I think fighters are more and more now understanding what needs to be done to become a star. It's not just like you can be a great fighter, but you cannot have a personality. It's a whole package, and a lot of the fighters coming through now. And I think part of it is you look at the KSI, Logan Paul, Jake Paul. Although they're not loved in many ways by traditional boxing fans, they know how to build an audience and to build something. And ultimately, what they're doing, whether a boxing fan likes it or not, is good for the sport. It's bringing more eyeballs, and if we can grow the sport, and that's a way of doing it, these fighters can learn a lot from them in that element. That's a big part of the business, and that's where they can grow and develop. And I think there are a lot younger guys coming through understand they need to be a personality, and they need to have a bit of a story.
And for you then, when you guys are looking at the fighters that you're going to build around, or, that, you maybe want to present opportunities to, do you take that into effect? How well are they working on their own brand? How are they kind of being proactive, I suppose, in their own career?
Yeah, look, it's a 360 package, We've got some fighters, some fighters will be like, oh, I'm not doing enough media, I'm not getting this, but some of them don't actually want to do much. You know what it's like, you'll meet fighters.
Passwords.
Yeah, exactly. So, we will push and push and push for people who want to build and grow, but they have to be willing to do that side of it. Like I say, you can be a great fighter. I always look at who's Andre Ward back in the day. He was an amazing fighter, obviously, one of the best. But he never really pushed outside of, trying to grow the profile because he was so focused on boxing. But you have to have it all. Now he's doing it. Now he's face of ESPN, etc. But he's an example of these guys and girls need to build a story, and it can't just be great at boxing. That's very important, but it's a whole package.
Yes, absolutely. And final question I have to ask you, what would you say the biggest lesson it is for you that you've learned in your own career since being in the sport?
Enjoy it, smile, otherwise you'll end up like all these grumpy people in boxing. Now look, it's not a real job, it's a fun business. There's a lot of ups and downs, but you know, I think you've just got to, too many people focus on what everyone else is doing. My thing is, all I need is me to believe, am I doing a good enough job? I don't need anyone else, I don't need competition to do that. So just focus on what you're doing. Don't worry about everyone else, because otherwise you get consumed in that and don't actually do a good job where you are.
Well, that's not only good advice for the industry, but for life itself, Frank.
Enough people have got it.
Absolutely. Well, listen, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Frank Smith for Fight Connect TV.